Welcome to my channel everyone. In this video we are going to talk about Render, TAO, Kaspa and ONDO. Also in 30 minutes the Fed is going to release most likely a rate cut, and afterwards Jerome Powell is going to speak, so it's going to get very volatile, very interesting today. Before we start about talking about mexc, I have also said it in the previous video, I'm going to do the strategy forced liquidation. That means I'm currently in my short positions. My short positions are going to get invalidated, I would even say with a 100% chance, if we are going to see a 0.5% rate cut. The market forecasted 0.25%. That's priced in already. So if the rate is going to get cut by 0.25%, I'm still bearish. But if the rate cut is at 0.5%, then the market can push 10-20% even within a few seconds. It is possible, and I'm not able to close my positions, and it might be even possible that my stop losses, which I would have set, are not going to get hit perfectly. If the price is going to move too fast, then my actual exit is going to be far higher than my stop loss, so I'm going to lose far more. That's why I will do forced liquidation. Forced liquidation means I am currently in my short trades. My short trades are also in profits. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take out the money on my futures account and put it into my spot account. So what can I lose? I can lose my unrealized profits and the initial capital, which I want to lose. Everything above that, so if my stop loss or if my liquidation is not perfect and everything goes above that, then I'm not taking the loss of that. So I'm just saying, for example, if a couple of $100, this is my maximum to lose once the 0.5% liquid rate cut is going to come, then I'm going to get my positions into liquidation. I'm just going to lose what I'm ready to get liquidated for. Everything which goes above that, mexc has to pay it from their insurance account there. The crypto exchanges have that, because that can be the case that the market is too volatile and your liquidation, where you would lose, for example, 100% of your money, let's just assume $1,000, is not going to be in reality $1,000. It can also be $1,200. And those $200, mexc has to pay that from their insurance account. And since we are talking about mexc, 100 tokens without any kinds of fees, most likely it's always more than 100 tokens. Those tokens are rotating. So sometimes you also have Bitcoin and Ethereum in the rotation. You can trade all of those altcoins which are on that list without any kind of fees. For the other coins, you still have to pay 0.04%, which is also pretty low. And you can also save 20% with my referral link, which you can find in the video description. So I need to talk fast today, because in a couple of minutes, the Fed is going to release the rate cut. So let's just jump into Render. For Render, we have set second retest. Might be even possible that we are going to see the $3.94, but Render short because of that head and shoulders formatation, which broke to the downside already. Here we also have another head and shoulders formatation, which also broke to the downside. Yeah, it broke to the downside right here. And we got our retest. To increase my short position, I need to wait for the breakout of $3.74. Once it breaks to the downside, yeah, next target is going to be $3.70. But yeah, I don't think that we are going to see that target. I see far lower prices. So basically, $3.57 is going to get interesting. This is the target of the head from the head and shoulders formatation in white. We don't put it to the breakout point anymore. We put it to the retest point. So second target, $3.54. There we have support. Afterwards, $3.34, because this can also develop as an head and shoulders formatation, just like this. So we have many head and shoulders formatation. Yeah, on some coins we have 3 different head and shoulders formation within each other. So basically here we also take the maximum length of the head. We put it to the breakout point. Target is going to tell me $3.34 for Render. There we also have a support box. And once the $3.27 breaks to the downside, then I can expect far lower prices for Render. Yeah, let's see if we are going to see the $2.50 for render again. This would be my dream scenario, because from there I expect the altcoin season for render. Yeah, we are already in the altcoin season. You can see it for BNB and the Hypecoin. It just takes time until the money from those coins are going to get into render and the other altcoins. If we are going to see a 0.5% rate cut, then we are going to take out the $3.94 with a very high chance. My scenario is going to get invalidated, all of my bearish scenarios, and we can look for higher prices for render. If we now look over TAO, I have adjusted the bear flag a little bit. So basically everything is still ongoing. We have 4 targets directing into $323 US dollar and $315 US dollar. This comes from this head and shoulders formatation. It comes from the other bearish chart pattern, which is this rising wedge in orange, which also broke to the downside, same like the head and shoulders formatation. Yeah, the head and shoulders formatation, this one right here. It broke to the downside and we went into the retest. So the targets are ongoing. Here also a bear flag. Target is ongoing. Here a bear flag which didn't break to the downside yet. So basically once we do, then we also have a more bearish target on the chart, which is going to be the $304 for TAO. We have to zoom in. I have to take out this price mark right here and this arrow here as well, so we can see it a bit better. And the breakout point is going to be the $339 for TAO. If we look into Kaspa, then we can say about Kaspa that we predicted this top pretty well. Yeah, our target was 8.8 cents. We went into 9.1 cents. From there, we should sell off. Here is an head and shoulders formatation. Yeah, you might not see it because of this drawing. Anyway, it broke to the downside. We already got into the target. I'm going to delete it as well. So like this. We went into the retest at 8.65 cents. There we expect another sell-off. Where it's going to go, who knows? We don't have the chart patterns right now. It can develop like a big head and shoulders formatation. If this is going to be the case, if we are going to break the 8.11 to the downside, that's why we make this trend line red, then I would be actually very careful that we are not going to work off the whole head. Put it here to the breakout point. And target is going to be round about 7.1 cents, where we also have a fair value gap, which reaches prices down to 6.8 cents. So there is nothing bullish right now in the whole crypto area, unless we see a 0.5% rate cut. Then the 8.7 cents should break to the upside. And then I would also say that this scenario is going to get invalidated and we can look for higher prices for Kaspa. So ONDO, still here, our drawing from yesterday. This head and shoulders formatation, it already, we need to break the $1 to the downside. So it didn't break to the downside yet. We get the first sign of weakness by wicking lower than the orange trend line. And we have to look. We have to look for the $1 breaking to the downside. If they break to the downside, target is going to be 87 cents for ONDO. And afterwards we have to look where the price is going to go. In my view, it's not looking positive. Like I said, just a 0.5% rate cut is going to help the price pushing to the upside. And then we are going to invalidate all my bearish scenarios. Otherwise, we still have to say ONDO can sell off into 66 cents to 71 cents because there is a huge fair value gap, which I have marked you right here. I can basically take out the bigger circle, this fair value gap down below here. And yeah, from there, altcoin season for ONDO hopefully, unless we see more bearish chart patterns which are directing us into far lower prices. And yes, then I still expect the altcoin season for ONDO, and that's why I have drew this circle, this arrow on the chart. because it just needs time until the money goes from Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, Hypecoin into ONDO. So with that said, it's going to get very interesting. If I'm not a professional trader, or if I don't have short positions yet, or if I don't know how to trade Jerome Powell, then I would be very careful, because it's going to get very, very volatile today. And sometimes it's better to sit back, watch what is going to happen, and study with that informations for future trades. Yeah, because Jerome Powell is not, it's not the last time he's speaking. He's speaking quite often and frequently. So basically, learning what the market is capable of once he speaks is far more important, in my opinion, if I'm a complete amateur and if I don't know how the market mechanisms are once Jerome Powell speaks. So with that said, we see each other tomorrow or later in the community post.